Hey guys, Imaya here, the psycho-spiritual therapist, and today I want to talk about something so disheartening and so heartbreaking that we keep doing to ourselves over and over and over. And it's a completely backward cycle. We think that we're going to get love by doing this, but while we're doing this, we're actually completely blocking the state of love and happiness and joy that we already are. And what it is thinking that intimacy and connection happens through sameness. So if you think about it, we all go through life, and one of our most fundamental needs and wants and desires is to feel understood, is to feel unconditionally loved, is to feel validated and appreciated and be told that everything is okay. You're okay. You're okay as you are. You didn't do anything wrong. There's nothing wrong with you. To feel this. This is what we want. And yet, here we are. By the way, we might not consciously think these things. We're probably not consciously aware of having these deep core needs and core wounds that say that we don't already have that and that we need to control our environment to feel this way, or to control ourselves and to change ourselves and to twist ourselves in all kinds of ways in order to be appreciated and validated and loved and accepted. But out of these core needs and these core wounds spring all the other ones, So this is why our minds are constantly just chaotic and insecure and anxious and all of that, because of all the secondary and tertiary and to infinity thoughts that are so ingrained and so automatic by this point that even those we're likely not even aware of. We just feel the way that we do, and we just go about life the way that we do, completely on autopilot, trying to gain love and approval. At the same time, by doing that, we're kicking ourselves out of the state of love. We're kicking ourselves out of Eden, out of the garden, out of heaven on earth. And here is how we do this: by invalidating others. We think that we create intimacy and connection through sameness. And so out of fear and out of this misunderstanding of what love truly means, of what intimacy truly means, we are continuously, almost without fail, without stop, judging others. And for the context of this video, judging simply means to invalidate anything that you don't prefer. So it's not the same as discernment, but it's to see something that you don't prefer and then to say that because of that, it shouldn't be, or people should be different, or the situation should be different. These shoulds and shouldn'ts on life, imposing our preferences onto life, onto people, instead of simply being aware of having preferences, of you being a certain way and maybe being more compatible with certain people, more so than with others. That's fine. But we do a lot of invalidation, a lot of judgment. Well, because this is the way I am, then other people should be like this. This is a constant narrative. That if you don't recognize that in yourself, that is denial. And that is a very big reason, a very big factor into not feeling like you have the love that you want, or the validation, or the appreciation, or the kind of life that you want. Because it's really that simple. You're already there, but you keep blocking your awareness from it. A big misunderstanding about oneness, about love, about something unified, about harmony, is that we all need to be the same and we all need to agree. Absolutely not. Being completely different and allowing these differences to be there, and then through neutralizing your own invalidations and your own judgments, these seemingly moving particles, let's say you and another person, find an optimal distance and space towards one another. You don't ever have to invalidate anyone or anything for you to be at peace, for you to have an optimal relationship to anything and anyone in your life. Judging things doesn't make them go away. It actually makes them stronger in your field. And at the same time, I really love this song, I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. And that is the issue. Love is here, but we're like, well, I'm not going to appreciate that, or I'm not going to validate that, or not. So all these conditions that you place on everything and everyone is what is kicking you out of the state of love, or out of the awareness of love. So no wonder you feel like you have to try so hard. No wonder you feel like someone else is going to complete you, or no wonder you feel like people don't understand you, or that human interactions are just messy. Because we come from a place of judgment. And because of that, we are not in a state of love and acceptance. And therefore we also come from a place of wanting to get something from the other person, which is, it's all completely backward. So here's something that's really helpful. To understand that we're supposed to all be different. On a very fundamental level, we're completely the same. We're consciousness. We are love. Whatever you want to call that, we are all connected. You know, like all the trees make up one forest, like the fingers make up one hand, but yet each finger is also different, is unique. They do have a different function, and they are supposed to. Every part in nature has a different function, but they function together. See, it's both. So every single person that you meet, they are not in any way, shape, or form supposed to be the same as you or similar as you. And you can avoid, I'm going to say 100% of conflict if you simply understand this, and if you start relating to people not coming from a place of like, how could they do this? What? I don't understand. Because you're not even trying to understand. You're trying to understand from a place of, this is who I am, this is how I am. And if you're different, then that gives me a reason to judge. That will be like the thumb saying to the index finger, like, you should be more like me. I'm sorry, 2 thumbs on one hand, it doesn't make sense. It's not going to create a more cohesive, integrative, functional whole. Absolutely not. It is our differences that make us stronger together, not our sameness. So if you start relating to people, simply understanding that you have no clue about who they are, why they are the way that they are, that they have a completely different point of view and perspective as you, which is 100% equally as valid and valuable. Instead of trying to fit them into your needs and your perspective. Because when we come from that place, instantly there's conflict. Instantly, people just seem to rub us the wrong way. You know, we might get along for a while, but then we're like, oh, you're doing that? Okay, I don't like that. Oh, this is how I show up in relationships and that's how you show up in relationships. Well, I don't, no. That is not to say you have to jump into bed with everyone. It's not to say you need to have an intimate relationship with everyone. That's not to say you should be besties with everyone. On a higher level, sure, everyone is family. Everyone is brothers and sisters. If you practice acceptance, if you practice seeing that everyone has a completely unique point of view on purpose, and to allow that, to not want other people to have your point of view, to have the same needs and wants and desires and the same way of doing things, then everything naturally falls into place. Every relationship naturally orients and organizes itself without your effort. You don't have to decide who you're close to, who you're far away from. In the beginning, you may have to practice a little bit of awareness and discernment around this. But when you really get to a point where you live this acceptance of people being different than you, and seeing the value in that, then that becomes automatic. If there is an object here, you're standing here, another person is standing here. You're looking at the same object, but you're both seeing a completely unique perspective. And if either one of those perspectives wasn't needed or was not true, then that person wouldn't be there. If you exist, your perspective is needed. If that other person exists, their perspective is needed. And you're always free to have conversations about your perspective, and especially in relationships, like how do we harmoniously have our own point of view? How are we harmoniously two uniquely individuals? But now what we're doing in relationships is, hey, this is me, this is what I want and need. Why are you not giving it to me? Why are you not conforming? Why are you not agreeing? Why are you like this? Because I'm like this. We start on the offense, which automatically puts someone else in the defense. And it's very hypocrite of us, because we go around feeling like, oh, and deep down we don't really feel completely seen and loved and appreciated and valued for our unique being. And we try so hard to fit in, or alternatively, we try so hard to stand out, two sides of the same coin. But it's scary. It's scary to be human. Why? Because we judge all the other humans. This is why I can never stress enough, like, if you want to feel seen, heard, loved, validated, understood, appreciated, that whole spectrum, yes, you're going to have to give that to yourself, of course, no doubt. You're also going to have to give it to others. Why? Because those things are one and the same. So practice giving that to yourself. But for me, it's been very effective to give others what I want from them. How can I expect to feel appreciated, to feel understood, to feel unconditionally loved, if I'm constantly judging and invalidating everyone else? If I'm constantly thinking, oh, you shouldn't be doing that, or oh, you doing that means this. If I'm constantly thinking the way you're doing life is not really right. If I'm constantly thinking the way I want a relationship with you is the way you should want a relationship with me, it's complete bonkers. And of course we're going to continuously feel like life is not giving us what we want. Because life is simply reflecting to us what we are doing. What we give to others, that's how we're going to feel. Because there are no others. truly, the more you practice simply seeing everyone around you as doing their best at all times, trusting that they know what's good for them, how they should live their life. Even if they're on a detour, doesn't matter, that's still their path. Even if they still have things to learn, doesn't matter, so do you. You know, we constantly feel judged and not really safe and not really comfortable doing what we really want to do because we don't grant others that same freedom. The more you grant others the freedom to truly be who they are without continuously criticizing them, the more all of a sudden you will feel like, oh, I can just be myself, it's okay. And then even when others do criticize you or invalidate you or judge you or any of that, don't understand where the hell you're coming from, instead of feeling like, oh, that's scary, you can just understand like, well, this is how they're still treating themselves. So I've been there. I understand what that's like. Whenever someone judges you, invalidates you, doesn't understand you and doesn't want to understand you, understand that it's still their own thoughts and perceptions and ideas and belief systems that are making their own lives really hard. You don't have to take that on. And I because of this, I like to do a lot of, fun thought experiments. Instead of judging someone for judging me, for example, I simply imagine like, wow, imagine being that person. What must go through their head to judge me that way? And I look at that, I'm like, oh, okay. Sure, if I were them, where they are at this point in their journey, okay, why not? That makes sense. If I was this person, if I had walked in their shoes their whole life the way that they are, I would have reacted the same way. That's compassion. That's understanding. And the world instantly just becomes this really safe, really kind place where you don't feel judged. You feel appreciated, you feel accepted, you feel validated and all that. Even if people don't, because you understand where they are coming from. And you understand it has absolutely nothing to do with you. It doesn't even have anything to do with them. There's no reason to judge the people who judge you. It's a really fun thought experiment. When we judge others, for whatever reason, just literally put yourself, you can't put yourself in someone's shoes. You can't imagine what it's like to be them, but you can imagine it. You can empathize in that way. And it's such a strong experience. Instead of fighting to get what you want, and because we're always fighting for someone to want to see it our way. And in that instant, we are refusing to give what we want to receive. So when we give what we want to receive, we're like, God damn it, I just want people to stand in my shoes for a moment. That's really all what we're saying. And to appreciate this person that I am. Stand in their shoes for a moment. And whatever it is that they're doing, understand, validate, appreciate, see their unique point of view. Imagine seeing their unique point of view. And seeing that from that point of view, there's no other way for them to be the way that they are. Now that you know how that works, you understand that the way that you are is also perfectly justified and validated. And if you don't receive that unconditional love from others, that is their lack. It has nothing to do with you. By simply embodying how much you validate and appreciate and understand yourself unconditionally, other people at a certain point can't help but match you. And if they don't, you won't even feel it. You'll still be doing you.